What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live. I know there's no one in here right now, but we will wait like 5 minutes, like we always do, for people to kind of get in here. It's about 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. Right now. Uh, um. Yeah, so today we're going to be ranking NBA teams, doing NBA standings, predictions today. I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of research is going to go into today. I am recording this on my computer. As you can see, we have somebody in the live. So I'm filming on my computer today. I'm going to be putting in these standings through my phone, and then I am going to be telling you some stats, like stats from last year. So we have one person in the live. Welcome. Make sure to just tell me in the chat who you are. How they left. So we'll wait a little bit. No rush. It's a nice afternoon here. Very nice afternoon. Taking a break from the vertical this time. Taking a break from that. So, yeah. I'll give it some time before we get into the live. Who's gonna be surprising this year? You're gonna see a lot of surprises in my NBA standing prediction. I might get hate today. Who knows? But I'm ready for that. Tell me your opinions and subscribe if you're new. I'm at 182 subscribers right now, but hopefully we can get it up to 250. I was hoping by the end of the year. That doesn't look like it's going to happen right now, but it's because I've been slacking. I've been freaking lazy. I haven't been uploading guys of late. Try to get back onto it, get some videos out, especially now that the NBA season is back on. I'll be going live a lot. I definitely plan to do lives like every Tuesday probably, so I can do an exact week 1 and week 2 recap. So hopefully, guys, stay tuned for that. Oh, yeah. How's your guys this evening going? I mean, you can always, like, since there's no one in, they can always go back to it, back to the video if they're not available at this time. This is impromptu. I didn't schedule it. I mean, this was the best time for me to do a live. I have been really busy lately, but yeah, we're 5 minutes in, so I'm just going to start getting everything ready, getting these stats out, and let's see, where is it? Where is it? All right, I'm getting into leaders. Yeah, just let me know how your evening's going. We have no one in this live, but hopefully people will start coming in soon. I haven't done people are probably not coming in because I am doing this from my computer because I wanted to do the research for my phone where I have app and stuff. Like I have a Sports Alert app that shows me every stat of the NBA from last year. We got 2 people in. Welcome to the live. We are here. Let me know who you are in the chat. Subscribe if you're new. We got a like. Yep, get those likes up. So yeah, like I've been saying, without further ado, let's get started in the Eastern Conference. Now, this Eastern Conference is definitely harder to predict than the Western Conference, in my opinion. This is going to be very difficult. You got a lot of the bad, a lot of the good, but mainly the good out of these teams, right? So let us kick this off. I'm going to put these standings in my notes so I don't forget them. Eastern Conference standings predictions. Number 15 is the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, I said it. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be the worst team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah. Why? Because they simply suck. They simply suck. They gave away Mikal Bridges last year, who was great for this team. Really the only person that they had on this team. And, they just gave him away, and now they have no one on their team. They have a banged up Ben Simmons. Cam Johnson might be their own best option. Let's look at the stats last year. Even last year, they weren't good. I'm going to show you right now as points per game. Brooklyn was 25th in the league last year. That's 110 points. Nikki 2 times says I should go vertical. Yeah, I decided to I would just do it on my computer today. I didn't. I just wanted to look things up and kind of explain to you on here basically. Yes, I will be researching. I don't know if how it works on my computer, if I am able to put in a new tab and research on here and still be on the live with you guys. I don't know how that stuff works, but we have 3 people watching. All right, welcome. Getting those people up to subscribe if you're new to this channel. I was just talking about how the Nets are going to be the worst team in the Eastern Conference because offensively they suck. They were 25th in the league last year, 110 points a game, and that was with Mikal Bridges. Yeah, with Mikal Bridges. The only real option is Cam Johnson. That's that's it. They have nobody. And let's look at defense. Even their defense is just, I mean, it's better than yeah. Yeah, no problem, Nikki, 2 times. Just as long as getting my watch hours up and leaving a like, that's the most important part. The Brooklyn Nets were 15th in defense, which was better. They allowed 113 points a game. But at the same time, offensively, they can't execute. This team has no perimeter defense. They only have Nick Claxton guarding the interior. Nothing like Ben Simmons was good at defense 3 years ago. Now he's washed, he's injury prone, and like I said, Mikal Bridges was the good defender. For people in the chat, welcome. And this is why the Nets will be the worst team in the Eastern Conference. So next, I'm going to go to, this is going to be number 14, folks. So get ready. It's going to be the Washington Wizards. All right. I'm not saying the Wizards are bad, because they're not a bad team. They're a very young team. Okay, this is the thing that you have to look at. They're a very, very young team. But you have to look at Alex Sarr. He's not going to be great starting out. I mean, obviously, he is going to be good at starting out, but like he's not going to be superstar level player or anything. He's still learning, and the Wizards are going to be far right. They're not going to make the playoffs for a couple years, guaranteed. 5 people now. Welcome. If you have anything you want to say in the chat, then feel free to use that chat and subscribe if you're new and like this stream. The Wizards don't have much talent. Jordan Poole is considered talent on this team, and he is not talent on a good team. I don't think he should even be talent on a bad team. He's just not a good player. And that's why the Wizards are number 14. Let me take you on a ride to last year of how bad they were at pretty much everything. Offensively, the Wizards, 17th. They were okay. 113.7 points per game. Right here. 113.7 points per game. But look at their defense. I'm going to show the defense. 30th. There's 30 teams in the league, and they were bottom. 123 points they allowed. And do you know who was 29th? The Utah Jazz, who led off 120.5 points per game. 6 people, welcome to this live. It's been going on for 13 minutes. If you're new, subscribe and feel free to comment in the chat. So, yeah, that's why the Wizards are not good. And they don't have much talent either. Saddiq Bey was a good pickup. A good pickup. And Malcolm Brogdon, a good pickup for this team. But I don't see them. Kyle Kuzma was their best player. 22.6, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah, that's okay, all right for their best player. But, they don't have anybody. He's not leading them any further than that. But number 13 is the Toronto Raptors. I don't know why the Toronto Raptors are so overrated. Every single year, people think that they're gonna be playing team. They think they're gonna surprise everyone. But there's no one. Again, just like the Wizards and the Nets, there is no one on this goddamn team anywhere. All they have is Scotty Barnes leading this team, who is still in his third or fourth year in the NBA and hasn't pushed it to that all-star level. Like last year, he didn't deserve the all-star. He wasn't that good last year. He wasn't an all-star level player last year. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, this man is not good enough to be a leader for the Raptors. I think he's overrated. Grady Dick, I like him a lot. Man, I feel weird when I say that, but anyway, um, you know, Grady Dick is good. He'll rise to that level of talent. 7 people, welcome to this live. And the Raptors have Gary Trent, a good shooter, like some other guys that help this team out. But as far as everyone else goes, you don't really have much that could help Scotty Barnes, who is their best player. And like I said, Scotty Barnes is really overrated in my opinion. He is not that good of a player like people think. And I'm not even gonna go through stats with this one. I think it's pretty self-explanatory about how the Raptors are. They gave away OG Anunoby. They, in a few years ago, giving away DeMar DeRozan, who was a good player, a good star player, and they've made bad decisions. Kawhi Leonard, I know, probably left the team. He's not reliable, but the Raptors had a chance to be good a while ago, and now they are a bad team that will need to add somebody else to this roster if they want to be good. So that's why I'm putting them at number 13. So number 12, folks, is going to be, I'm going to write this down or type this down in my phone so I don't forget these predictions. And the number 12 seed will be the Charlotte Hornets. All right. This season all comes down to if LaMelo Ball is going to stay healthy. LaMelo Ball has to stay healthy, or the Charlotte Hornets are not going to be in the playoffs. They could have a shot at least, making the play-in, but if LaMelo Ball doesn't make it, I can't rely on LaMelo Ball to be healthy for a full season. I just can't do that. But I do think the Hornets are still a pretty deep team all around. They got Miles Bridges. They got Brandon Miller, and the new guy that they just picked up. What's his face? They got somebody in the draft. I'm very quickly look him up. Charlotte Hornets draft. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. So the Charlotte Hornets are not good this year. Who did they? Player. Oh, okay. So yeah, the not good picks. If you can look it up, not good picks. But the Hornets do. You have to think they have a really great offensive team, all around, but I mean, defensively they're not good, but like the Charlotte Hornets have what it takes to be a decent team for a while until they pick up some superstar level player, or maybe Brandon Miller will become a superstar one day. Who knows? But for the time being, Charlotte Hornets will not make the play. So now that brings me to my 11th pick right here. Number 11. Do you guys want to guess who it is? Guess who it is in the chat right now. Guess who it is. Now. You have 30 seconds. I'm timing you right now on my timer. Timer. 30 seconds. Type in who's going to be number 11. And you guys are going to get mad. Oh, I was going to be really mad. But I'm telling you. I'm not saying that to offend anyone. Time's up. No one predicted. It is going to be the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are going to be number 11, and they're going to blow this whole team up. Guaranteed. They're going to blow this team up. Nikola Vucevic needs to retire, in my opinion. DeMar DeRozan is gone from this team, but they still have to get rid of Zach LaVine. And, they will get rid of Zach LaVine. He's been talked about getting a trade for a while, and it is going to happen. I'm guaranteeing that will happen in the future. They got guys like Ayo Dosunmu, who is a good player, like good offensive player, very skilled player. Kobe White. We'll see what happens. I think Lonzo Ball's career is done, unfortunately. That didn't go as planned. His career is unfortunately over. But let me look at these stats. Chicago Bulls. I've been saying they're not that good defensively. 16th place in defense, 113.7 points allowed. Guess what? They need to blow this team up because their defensive problems were on the three best players: Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. Those were the guys that were holding them back from being a great defensive team in the first place. So they have to get rid of all of them and start this team over, start the rebuild. I guarantee in the 25 to 26 season, they're going to be the worst team in the NBA. Guarantee. They got to rebuild this team, start from scratch. They're only going to be good this year because they'll probably get rid of Zach LaVine like later in the season, maybe after the trade deadline. But like they have to think about their future. Offensively, not much better. 22nd, 112.3 points a game. Do they get a lot of assists per game? Do they share the ball to each other? No, they're 23rd in that. 25 assists a game last year. This team doesn't have chemistry whatsoever, and that's why they're not going to be in the play-in. Maybe they'll be better without DeMar DeRozan, or maybe they will be worse. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the chat, and subscribe if you're new. We're all having fun, I hope, and because I know I'm having fun. I love doing predictions. Ever since I was in kindergarten, I loved basketball. It's always been my favorite sport. I remember watching my first Sixers game, how they only had 10 wins that season, and I would get so excited every time they win a game. It would be the best thing ever. It was. And now we get to this point, and I'm talking to you guys, predicting all these games. Really amazing. Number 10 is this is my first hot take of this video or this live. Number 10 is the Detroit Pistons. All right. So Detroit. What the hell? Hold on a sec. Let me see what's going on out there. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to see what's going on. Sorry about that. I don't know who. Hell, that was honking their horn outside of my house, but like, I don't know what happened. But yeah, back to the live. Number 10, yeah, the Detroit Pistons. So they sucked last year. Let's be honest. They did. Only 14 wins. They keep getting worse and worse every single year. They lost 28 games in a row last year. Imagine that. 28 games. How embarrassing that does that much must feel. But they had to deal with injury luck in like the past few years, especially last year. Like last year was a disaster. They had lots and lots of injuries. Now they have Cade Cunningham fully healthy, who's a most improved player of the year candidate. Then you have Jaden Ivey in another year fitting into the Detroit Pistons. You have Tobias Harris bringing that veteran presence. Ron Holland III, who I think might have a shot at winning Rookie of the Year. Mark my words. Ron Holland III is a special prospect, very special. And, you just have to look at that. But, like, the Pistons were bad last year, but injuries and coaching. I said, go back to that video that I did. I forgot what it's called, but you can look up the Pistons a video of me, and you'll see a short, right, that like I did, that said that, oh, I think Monty Williams should be fired, and that they should get Mike Budenholzer, who got fired from the Bucks, and or Nate McMillan, who got fired from the Hawks. And I mean, they did get a new coach, not one of them, but like I did a short on that. So I've been saying that the Pistons had horrible coaching for a while, and if you look at that, that was like about a year and a half ago, probably, or maybe not that long ago, but like a year ago. So, I know that couldn't have been a year ago. That was like 10 months ago. But the point is, they've had horrible coaching for a while, and I think injury luck really hurt this team tremendously. So that's why I'm sympathetic with this team, and I think they'll have a better season. I want them to have a better season. I like Detroit. I like this young, talented team. I like it, and like Malachi Flynn was great off the bench last year. Like just these guys that really fit into a young team like the Pistons. So that's why I'm putting them at number 10. I think they will be a good team this year. Mark my words. Let us go with number 9, okay? Number 9. You guys, trust me, you guys are not going to agree with this pick at all. But number 9, folks, is going to be the Miami Heat. Miami Heat. I don't know what to say. Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler, again, he is washed. Okay, he is washed. This team has looked bad on offense for as long as I can remember. This is one of the worst offensive teams I've ever seen. Jimmy Butler looks ancient out there. He is so slow. Like I can't describe it. He just looks terrible out there. I don't know if he'll get traded or he'll retire after the season, but that he's definitely not going to be on the Miami Heat. Bam Adebayo is the Heat's best player. Don't think it's Jimmy Butler because it is sure as hell not Jimmy Butler. It is clearly Bam Adebayo who's the best player on the Miami Heat. And you know, yeah. So that's the thing. With these other guys like Kevin, I can't believe Kevin Love is still in the NBA. That's wild. Caleb Martin, like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, all those guys that were on the team when they went to the finals with the Nuggets, they're not on the team. They do have Tyler Hero on their team, which is good, but other than that, not really much going on with this team. They should. I'm actually surprised they didn't get like Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard. That was very very shocking. I thought they would do something crazy and really try to elevate the talent of their team. But that is why they're going to be number 9 and number 8, folks. Number 8 is going to be the Magic. The Magic, yeah. I said it. They got their defensive lineup like Franz Wagner, Moritz Wagner, Batazzi, Palabank Kara, who's going to have another amazing season. They have Jalen Suggs, lots of other guys on the team. Jonathan Isaac's injury prone, but like the Magic are more a defensive team than an offensive team. And if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, then you'll know that I take defense more seriously than offense. Like I can't even tell you how serious defense is, especially in this time of the NBA, because this is a time of NBA, a generation where defense doesn't really matter, to any teams anymore. So it's great to still have that at least good amount of defense that will help your team do great things. Like the Nuggets didn't have great defense when they won the NBA championship in the 2022 to 23 season, but they did have pretty good defense, and that got them over the hump and won over teams like the Heat, Lakers, uh, uh, what, what was the Suns in the second round, and they beat the Timberwolves in the first round. Like they Nuggets like the Nuggets did that, so why can't the Magic? But like the problem is they're not good enough to be good like these other NBA teams are. That's what I'm trying to say. So number 8 for the Magic. Number 7. Number 7. Seven's the Pacers. You know why it's the Pacers? Pascal Siakam, not the problem. Andrew Nembhard, not the problem. The problem is Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's a good player, but like not as good as people say. He is overrated. Another player on my like most overrated in the NBA list. The fact that they had him, people had him over Trae Young, Tyrese Maxey, um, Damian Lillard. Like I get putting him over Ja Morant, but like De'Aaron Fox, like they put him over De'Aaron Fox as well. Like uh, they just overrate him, and for what? He's not that special. He's like your typical 20-point, 10 assist guy. I mean, Trae Young, I know averages about, but Trae Young is a better scorer, but and even better playmaker. I think he is more unselfish than Tyrese Halliburton is. I'm not saying Tyrese Halliburton is selfish, but he shoots the ball probably at a time that he doesn't need to. He is not that well-minded as Trae is what I'm trying to say. But the rest of the teams are also like defensively. Adding Pascal Siakam was one of the best things that the Pacers have done in the history of their franchise. Um, Protecting myself from the evil comments that might come in the chat, but like, this is one of the best thing that they have done. Maybe not in their franchise, but like in a while. Like no one knows how good this is. Pascal Siakam really boosted the Pacers playoff NBA championship level last year. Last year, let's look at assists per game. 30.8 assists per game. They were the number one assist team in the league. That was Tyrese Halliburton. And then you have points per game. Guess who's that? Indiana, 123.3 points a game. And they had a horrible defensive team. But let's take a look at who like kind of boosted it up a little bit. They were 27th in the league, 120.2 points a game defense. But let's look who helped it when he came. Pascal Siakam. If these other bad defenders like Tyrese Halliburton and like Andrew Nembhard, like they carry the offense, right? And the front court guys like Benedict Mathurin and Pascal Siakam and just anyone in the front court for the Pacers pretty much have pretty solid defense, but like their backcourt, it's kind of like the Hawks. Like they had a horrible backcourt defense last year, but that they had a pretty solid front court, and that's what's going to make the Hawks good, which I'll get to later. And I'll get to another thing why what makes these other teams so great. But number seven's the Pacers. Number 6 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are going to take a step down, I think. They take a little step down. Not because they're not good enough. It's because they have they don't have, they're just not. I'm not. I know people are gonna think that I don't know what I'm talking about, probably, or I guess don't know teams like the Sixers. I know the best. I know the best from my Sixers, like, because they're my favorite team. But like, I'm just telling you my from my perspective what I think is going to happen. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've tended to overrate them in the past. Like, according to stats and stuff, like predicting that they would be in the finals last year. Back to 7 people. Welcome. But like the Cavaliers do have a good defensive team and like a good offensive team, but the one thing that's holding them back is a good bench, because they have to keep in Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley for a good while until they can take a break, because this team has like no like defense that you can rely on. I don't think. And that's not how you're gonna win championships in the future with that. Like, defense, like I said, very, very important from Cleveland. They were, and I'm gonna show you guys these important things that you have to have. The Cavs were 7th in defense, 110.2 points a game. In in points per game, they were 20th, 112.6. They weren't a good offensive team. They were a good defensive team. But let's look at their interior defense compared to their perimeter defense. 21st in interior, 4.6. I don't think they block it well a lot. Like 4.6 blocks per game is not a crazy crazy amount for a good interior team, but they still are good at like forcing up bad shots, is what I'm trying to say. And perimeter defense. Let's look at steals. Let's look at this 18. Not a lot. They with 7.4 steals last year. The Cavs are one of them teams where they are above average. They a lot. Like for example, they always have an average team, but like it's never in a category where you would say that, oh, the Cavs are not good. They're not getting anywhere. This is a team that will or this is a team that will get through. Now, they're in that category, same category where my Sixers are, second round category. I know I was crazy for predicting that the Cavs would be in the finals with the Nuggets last year, and I really screwed up that prediction. But the point is, the Cavs are they a bad team? No. Are they a good team? No. But are they a decent team? Not a they're yeah. I would say, but it's just a little bit above decent. Like it's not a quite like a good. No, I would say a good team, but not a great team. That's do do that because the Cavs still got like I said, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Max Strus, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Dean Wade, all these guys, and like they don't really have a deep bench, like I said, which is not going to get them far. So that's why I'm putting them at number 6. Let's go to number 5. If you guys are still in the live, I appreciate it so much. I appreciate the support. We have 7 people, 2 likes. Bring them likes up, guys. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you're new. Don't be afraid to chat because I would like to know who you guys are, and I can even subscribe back to you guys. We're all a team here, and yeah, I would like to get to know you guys, hear you guys' thoughts in the chat. So number 5 is gonna be the Bucks. We have 3 likes now. So number 5 is the Bucks. They're a similar team to the Cavs, but just a little bit better, and they have not the best player in the world, one of the best players in the world, in Giannis. You know, the Chris Middleton on their team, but I think the Bucks went downhill after giving up some of their other key players like Drew Holiday and guys like that. But like Damian Lillard is gonna have a second year fitting into this team, and it'll be great for him. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, can't go wrong with either one. That's the thing. Brook Lopez could play starting center, or Bobby Portis can play starting center, or they could even play both. I don't actually no, they can't play both, but they can play like both like 24 minutes a game. Like there's no right and wrong with those two. But the problem again is the bench, and defense. There's not a lot of help. Giannis is the best defender. Brook Lopez might be the best defender on the team, but Giannis is definitely second best. But other than that, they don't really have much. Oh, my battery is getting low. It's at 19%. It'll last though. But the Bucks have a very skilled offensive team, Damian Lillard and Chris Middleton. But like I said, no bench help. They're like the Cavs. No bench. They have a great offensive backcourt, great defensive front court. So that's why I'm putting them at number 5. Let us see right here. Number 4, folks. Yup, indeed. It is going to be my Philadelphia 76ers. God, I wish I could put them higher. How do I even word this? Why? Why would they get Paul George out of all people. Why would the Sixers waste their money on Paul flipping George? God, I sounded so cringe just now. But why did in the world would you waste that money when you could have built this awesome team like around Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey? Tobias Harris they got rid of, which was an excellent decision, and they should have used uh, uh, as they got off that contract. They should have uh, had the opportunity to get someone like literally anybody other than Paul George. Like, why Paul George? That didn't make sense. It's not like he's going to help. He's 34 now, and he'll be 38 when he's done this contract. Who knows what will happen then? Paul George was a crybaby on the Clippers, like complained about everything that they did, and you know. I agree, but maybe the combo of him with Embiid will work better than we think. Yeah, that's true. No, whatever. Yeah, that's true. But you know, uh, but I just really don't like Paul George. Like he's already injured. You guys know that he's already injured. This guy's not gonna last on our team. Like we could have had such a great team for years, years and years. We take Ben Simmons, but we could have had Donovan Mitchell instead. We could have had Jason Tatum, but we take Markelle Fultz. We could have had Giannis, but we took I forgot his name, but like someone who's not even in the NBA now. Like this, they don't make good decisions. I thought after they fired the manager who took Markelle Fultz, the new manager would do better, but he's done pretty much worse. Caleb Martin, I don't like him either. Michael Carter Williams III. Thank you, Nikki, 2 times. Yeah, Michael Carter Williams III, and he's not even in the NBA anymore. But Giannis is dominating, and look, all of these guys that we missed out on: Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. We missed out on 3 superstars. Yes, I consider Donovan Mitchell a superstar. We missed out on 3 superstars. And but now we're at a point where we desperately need somebody that will fill out the wing. Iki 2 times says we could have had Jaylen Brown as well. Yeah, the Sixers just made so many mistakes I can't even count. Their defense, though, is underrated. You have to look at how good their defense is. Like the Sixers' defense, especially when they're motivated. Their motivation is very important for Joel Embiid because he's one of the most hated players in the NBA. And, you know, as you know, he loves to shut people up. And Tyrese Maxey, he's the most loved player in the NBA, probably. So he gets that attention, and like he motivates Embiid motivates Maxey. The Sixers like motivate each other, and this team has been together for a good amount of time, and they are experienced. So that's why. So number 3, we have 7 people in the chat, 3 likes. Make sure to leave those likes and subscribe if you're new. We have 8 people. Welcome. 3. In third place in the Eastern Conference, I think it will be the Atlanta Hawks. Yes, I said it. I tend to, overrate this team probably like I do the Cavs as well. Like I said earlier, I overrate the Cavs probably. But the Hawks, you have no idea how good the Hawks are. But like if you don't watch the Hawks, you have no idea how talented and stacked this team is. Their bench and starting lineup: Trae Young, Zachary Risichet, Jalen Johnson, Clint Capella, Bogdan Bogdanovich, V. Krejci on the bench, DeAndre Hunter on the bench, and Onyeka Okongwu. All these players. Look at that stacked lineup. Jalen Johnson, I'm calling it most improved player of the year. Jalen Johnson, right there. I'm calling it. He is what you consider big wing. All right, big wing is what he is, which is power forward. And now you have a good defensive small forward in Zachary Versace, who's the number one pick. And first time, I know I said it many times. If you guys didn't know, first time with in 50 years that a team with as little as odds as the Hawks got the number one pick. They like 3%. The 3% chance of getting the number one pick, and they got the number one pick, and they got Zachary Versace, who I know a lot of people disagree with, but a lot of people just hate the Hawks, and I've never been able to understand why. A lot of people hate the Hawks, and Zachary Versace was a great pick. I don't know why people think it was so bad. Alex Sarr. I'm glad they didn't get Alex Sarr. You know why? Because Clint Capella is the most underrated player in the NBA, in my opinion. Most underrated. He's very underrated, and people don't realize that. So they didn't really need a center. Donovan Clingan, again, they didn't really need a center, and it's not like he'll be any better than Alex Sarr. You know, I mean, he might be better than Alex Sarr, but who knows? But like, just these guys, like they've been struggling with wing defense and backcourt defense for years. The Hawks were probably the worst defensive team I've ever seen last year. Not last year. They were just the worst defensive team ever, in my opinion. Ever. Worst defensive team. Yeah, they just weren't good. And Trae Young, oh God, their offense absolutely stinks without them. And, but like, now that they're talented and hopefully won't have much injuries as last year, they're back. Kobe Buffkin, another player. Seth Lundy. This team is stacked. Number 2. Y'all are going to be surprised, but I say the Celtics will be number 2 and the Knicks will be number 1. All right. Look at that. We have Knicks number 2, Celtics number 1. The Celtics are not like they're just looking for back-to-back championships, but the Knicks are motivated to prove everybody. I am a Sixers fan. Like I am like just a diehard Sixers fan. I love the Sixers. And when you talk about the Sixers, us Sixers fans have come accustomed to hating, yes, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely hating the Celtics and the Knicks. But, when it comes to me doing, we reached the hour mark. When it comes to me doing what I love to do, and that's be on here live like this, I've probably said this before and I'll say it again. I would love to be an NBA analyst one day. That's like my dream job, to be an NBA analyst. And like work a lot, like watch the games and stuff, and I will still continue to do YouTube. But a part of that is being unbiased, and I'm not biased. I will agree that the Celtics are a championship level team, but the Knicks have that momentum after getting guys like Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, while being able to keep Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson as their backup center. And Miles McBride's a great player as well. All of these guys, I don't really like the Knicks and Timberwolves trade that they did. I don't like it that much, but I think when the Knicks have that push, they're at number one and Celtics are number two. So finally, after an hour, we get to go to the Western Conference predictions. Let's go. Thank you again to everybody who has just stuck it out on this whole live so far. We have 7 people hanging in there, 3 likes. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Feel free to say anything in the chat. And yeah, this is going to probably lead some people to be mad at me, because people love teams like the Warriors and the Lakers. People love these teams, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be biased. I have to say what is truthful, and that's what I'll do. Number 15, folks. Oh, I forgot to write it down. I was too busy getting into the notes and typing in Western Conference. Number 15 is going to be the Utah Jazz. I think they blow this team up pretty much. I think they get rid of Lauri Markkanen eventually. The Utah Jazz are, let's be real, they're not getting that far in the future. Like, they need time to rebuild. I really liked the Utah Jazz before, like when Quinn Snyder was their coach. They had Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell on this team. They were a very fun team to watch, and I thought they were going to be the NBA champions, but they had bad coaching in Quinn Snyder. That's the thing I forgot to talk about the Hawks. Bad coaching could derail them. But anyway, the Utah Jazz, they don't have much. They just have really young talent, like Keontae George is on the team, which is good, and yeah. So, but like they don't have much. They don't have good offense or good defense. I think just being young, they're just a young team. Young team. So that's why I'm saying they're number 15. And as we go to number 14, let us go to this number 14 team. It is going to be, I'm going to write this down. The number 14 seed is going to be the Blazers. Now, don't doubt this team. Don't doubt them. Because, like, like, they still like, you know, show up at certain times of the year, like balling, like uh these talented guys like Shaden Sharp. But that's a point that I am going to get to. Shaden Sharp is injured right now, so I don't know how much that will affect the Portland Trailblazers at this time. And Danny Avdija is a great asset to this roster with Donovan Clingan, but that's again about it. Just like the Jazz, they're not super duper talented, and boy, do the Blazers have bad injury luck. Like, they might have the worst injury luck I've ever seen from a team. Chauncey Billups is probably going to get fired from his coaching job at some point, you know. But you have to look at injury luck and just not talented much, like defensively and offensively. Just not much talent. But number 13, I think, will be the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are going to get a little bit better now that they have their new guy on their team alongside Victor Wembanyama. Chris Paul is their veteran presence. He is, but he's veteran presence, but like he's washed. He's washed. But I do like Zach Collins, you know, lots of other good talent is on this team. Keldon Johnson, you know, Devin Vassell. Like, we actually have a good Spurs team, but this is like the Jazz. They are young. They're still learning. You know, young is a key word. I know the Thunder did great last year, but they were young and had a lot of experience on their team. But the Spurs are just straight up young, in my opinion, and that's why I think they will be number 13. Number 12. This is about to make some people pissed off. All right, get ready for this, folks. Number 12 is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies. Ooh, let's see what my percentage is at. It's pretty low. It's at 10%. Don't worry though. We'll get it done by this live done by the time it dies though. So, because like I don't have much to say about the West as I do the East, but like I want to get into the important things at the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, injury luck. Ja Morant is injury prone, right? And they have injuries, but Jaren Jackson Jr. though is one of the best defensive players, but wasn't that good last year. And you know, just they like, let's look at last year. All right, let's look at last year. Points per game. Let's go to the Grizzlies. They were last, dead last, 30th in the league, 105.8 points per game. Offensively, without Ja Morant, they are cold. And the points allowed, 12th, 112.8 points per game. Not horrible, but like in blocks per game, like they're good because of Jaren Jackson Jr. Because they're fourth. They were fourth. Steals fourth, but it's because they have some good like perimeter people too. Like, but it's better when Ja Morant's on this team as well. Like he is pretty much got the whole package. Like when it comes to dunking and like scoring, finishing, stealing, blocking, and everyone else. Desmond Bane's a great 3-point shooter, one of the best in the league. But the West is a talented division, and they're not as good as other teams. And this is why this is gonna make people angry. This is going to make people angry. But number 11 will be the Warriors. The Warriors. They're going to be number 11. They have to think about what they have to do with Steph Curry. Will he be able to stay on this team for longer? Will he retire? Will he go to a different team? We just don't know yet what will happen with the Warriors. If Steph Curry is gone, though, the whole Warriors franchise is gone. Think about that. They have no jerseys being sold anymore. No fan base. Like it's gonna be crazy, but like no, we really have we have to think about like how this team is around Steph Curry. Draymond Green is one of the best defenders of all time in the NBA and a great playmaker as well. So that's a combination you don't run into every day. And also a fighter, but not a fighter who thinks he's tough but is not tough. That's Draymond Green. But I like Brandon Podziemski a lot. And I liked Lester Quinones until he came to my Sixers, which is pretty sweet that we got him. But Klay Thompson gone doesn't really change the view of this team for me at all. It's just will this team be able to have a good season with just Steph Curry carrying the team? Number 10. More people are going to get angry. They will. Number 10. I'm just going to look at my battery real quick. It's at 8%. Number 10 is the Lakers. The Lakers are number 10 because I like their pick. I think is Knecht is his name is or something. Dalt Knecht or something. I think his name is. Yeah, Dalton Knecht. So I like him. He is the guy who the Lakers should really be focusing on, not Bronny James. They should focus on Dalton Knecht because think about it. Dalton Knecht didn't need his billionaire dad to help him with anything. His dad wasn't the best basketball player, but one of the best basketball players to ever live and to ever touch a basketball. Dalton Knecht worked hard for what he has now and is already way better than Bronny James is and probably will ever be. And outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I think the Lakers might be below average. Like Austin Reeves has fallen off from the 2022 to 3 season, fallen off last year. I don't have hope that he'll pick it back up. Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, two more good role players that you gotta watch out for because the Lakers can be deadly at times with those two getting hot. So yeah, and number 10, the Lakers. There will be a plan. I just don't think they'll be as good as other teams. We have 7 people currently in the chat, 3 likes. Make sure to chat. Come on, chat. If you have anything you want to say, then share it with all of us because we would love to hear it. And we currently have 3 likes. Get them likes up. Number 9 is going to be the Suns. The Suns. So this is what they did. They pretty much stayed the same throughout it all. They stayed the same, and you know and it didn't work out last year, and I don't think it will work again. Bradley Beal is injury prone. Devin Booker is overrated. Kevin Durant is washed. So how's this trio going to help you? You know, the Grayson Allen is one of the best shooters in the league. Yusuf Nurkic is a great big man. You know, is on that tier with like Clint Capella and Ivica Zubac. But as far as this team goes, they're number 9. And number 8, folks, who I think is going to do good. People don't think this team will actually do good, but I think this team will surprise people. Number 8 is the Los Angeles Clippers. They are not going to be as good as last year, but they are going to be surprising. I do think they will make something good at the trade deadline that's going to really help them. I'm not too sure what they'll do. That will be a whole another video to itself. But the Clippers are like a pretty solid team all around. They're young. They're not a fast team, that's for sure. But they have Ivica Zubac. They have Kawhi Leonard, who is injured, but hopefully will be back ready to go. James Harden, not washed yet. Still a great 3-point shooter, in my opinion. Turns the ball over way too much. But the Clippers, don't count the Clippers out because they are always going to come looking for you. Even when you don't think the Clippers are there, the Clippers are there. Number 7. Number 7 is the Houston Rockets. Yes, this team is all that. Now that they have Reed Shepherd on their team, who is going to be all-star one day, definitely. And they have Jalen Green, who is very inconsistent, but they have Jabari Smith Jr., can't go wrong. Prince Şengün, who's a great center, top 10. And really just a good team. Not a deep bench, though. That's the concern. Not a deep bench. But they are a good team all around. And I'm going to fill you in on a little stat. Why don't I? The Rockets were 16th in the league in points per game last year with 114.3 points per game. and assists per game. Did they move the ball around? No. They had a lot of good finishers on their team. They had 25 assists a game, or 24.8 to be exact, and points allowed. Their defense, yeah, it was pretty good. 13th, tied with the Suns, 113.2 points a game. It was a pretty good last year. Unfortunately, they went on a slump and couldn't surpass the Warriors in the play-in. But now with Reed Shepherd, this team looks good, and now they do have a solid roster. Number 6, I think, will be the Pelicans. All right. Yeah, the Pelicans are going to be number 6. And here's why. They have DeJounte Murray helping this team. Surprisingly, they didn't give away Brandon Ingram yet, or CJ McCollum. And they have Zion Williamson, who we don't know how he will be with injuries. But this team is talented. They just signed Jose Alvarado, not to get mixed up with my Philadelphia Phillies, Jose Alvarado. They signed Jose Alvarado to a deal for the Pelicans bench. They do have a talented bench. So that's always a good sign. They gave away Larry Nance Jr. and Dyson Daniels to the Hawks. Won't really matter. It'll do better for the Hawks than it will for the Pelicans, but the Pelicans got DeJounte Murray, so they can't really complain. Number 5, the Minnesota Timberwolves. A lot of change is gonna go on is going on right now in this organization. Like just not like they did make a big trade this year, which you know probably did help because Karl Anthony Towns wasn't fitting with Rudy Gobert. Now Rudy Gobert can actually play center, like as a center, and not like switch around with Karl Anthony Towns. Rudy Gobert can play center, and Julius Randle will play small forward or power forward. And the thing is with the Timberwolves, they are they're not going to be as good as offensive team, I don't think, without Karl Anthony Towns, because he was one of the best shooting big men in the league, and that it sucks for the Timberwolves to let go of him, and we'll see in the future. Yeah, we will see in the future because their defense is still great with Rudy Gobert on their team. And so, number 4. Number 4 is the Kings. With DeMar DeRozan on this team you gotta watch out for. Gotta watch out for Sacramento. Okay, we have time. I'm at 6%. You gotta watch out for this team, and like they have De'Aaron Fox, who's one of the quickest players I've ever seen. Domantas Sabonis is underrated, definitely underrated. Another guy in contention for most improved player. of the year. And Malik Monk, another contention for most improved player of the year. So